Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and today I will be bringing y'all the most important of the interview with Jose Felix Diaz the other day, because I wanted to review some of his statements that he did regarding to, of course, Endrick, Haaland, the left wing of Real Madrid, which is apparently a concern for the board members and other things. Okay, so I'm gonna be here. Let me find out what I tweeted the other day when I was doing the interview with Jose Felix Diaz. So let me get started with Endrick, right? Because although I told you all basically the most important regarding to the Brazilian player, as far as the possible date of signing, the possible date of the day Real Madrid will send the offer to Palmeiras. Apparently it's gonna be within the next 10 days, or at most it's gonna be before the World Cup. So at some point, anywhere between the next 10 days and the next month of January, Real Madrid will be sending the offer for Endrick, okay? So the point with Endrick is basically to say Real Madrid has speed everything up just because there were so many other teams that really wanted to get into the race for Endrick, and the best thing we could do is try to go all ahead and try to sign Endrick right quick, okay? So before any other team could step ahead of us and try to hijack the player to us, okay? So that's why Real Madrid is speeding up the things for us to sign the Brazilian rising star. Not for next year, as you know, he's 16 years old, okay? So he cannot come to Europe and play for Real Madrid until 2024. And somehow we are going to tie the guy up, right? So anybody can get in our way and sign the player, right? So that is the most important for us. So the other thing, very important, guys. Apparently, according to Jose Felix Diaz, I'm gonna show you all a part of the interview that I had with him, because it is important for you to know, to watch. Although you don't know any Spanish, guys, I'm inviting y'all to subscribe my Twitch channel, because I'm translating pretty much every single thing what I do in my Spanish channel. I translate it to English basically every single day. So let me find out the interview. Right here. Okay, so let me play it for y'all so you guys can see the Jose Felix Diaz talking. So here's the thing. Okay, that's me with Jose Felix Diaz talking about Endrick, and he told me at that right moment, okay, he told me, because I asked him about the price that Real Madrid might have to pay for the player, and he told me, okay, yes, there is a release clause of the guy, which is about, I think it was like 70 million or something like that, 60 to 70 million, right? But there is a kind of secret agreement between Real Madrid and Palmeiras for about 30 to 35 million, okay? So we have to keep in mind, what he explained to me about that is, what we have to keep in mind is Real Madrid is going ahead, is trying to sign a super young guy, 16 years old, which is very risky, as you don't know what the evolution of the guy will be, right? You don't even know anything about him. The only thing you have is a bunch of reports, a very positive reports, since he became a professional player, but it's not good enough. That is the thing when we talk about the possibility for them to, for him to play alongside the Erling Haaland, and a lot of people out there saying no, that is incompatible. They are incompatible to play together in Real Madrid. That is my major concern, right? And that is the other thing I asked to Jose Felix Diaz, if for him Endrick and Erling Haaland are completely incompatible, right? And they cannot play together at all. And he told me something that made me really worry about that, just because I didn't like what I heard. And let me tell you something, you won't either. He told me the family of Endrick, apparently they don't want to sign for a team where Erling Haaland is already playing. So, what I mean by that, what he means by that is, as long as Erling Haaland is already playing in whatever the team is, whether Manchester City, whether it's Real Madrid or whoever, Endrick will not play in that team. So, from my understanding, if Real Madrid really wants to go ahead and sign Erling Haaland as well, we are going to find a problem here. Because the player and his family don't want at all the Erling Haaland in between. Don't want the Erling Haaland in his way, right? So, I uploaded a video like 2 days ago giving you all my opinion about that. In my opinion, why I think these guys are not incompatible at all and they can actually play together, as long as Endrick knows and is aware of the thing that Erling Haaland is arguably right now the best player in Europe, right? If you assume you are right behind Erling Haaland because he's right now playing in the top elite football in Europe, right? He's right now playing in one of the best soccer teams in the world, which is Manchester City, in arguably the best league in the world, which is the Premier League, and he's scoring goals. He's breaking records, right? He's absolutely nuts. If you assume that, you will have the chance to play in Real Madrid alongside him. Why? Because the difference in the age. If you think about that, Erling Haaland, when he might come to Madrid, he will be 2024, he will be 24 years old, right? Endrick will be 18 years old. There's 6 years difference, right? 6 years difference is a lot in soccer, right? And some of y'all maybe argue, okay, but if Haaland keeps playing, right, by the age of 24, he still have ahead like 10 years or maybe 8 years played. It's okay. I mean, if you add up those 10 years, those 8 years, you will find out Endrick will be 25, 26. He will still be in the peak of his career, right? And there won't be any kind of conflict with Erling Haaland because he might be not retiring, right? But getting into the 30s, his 30s, right? And Endrick will still be 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what the point is? I mean, the most important here is for you to have in mind that Erling Haaland can still play in Real Madrid with no conflict with Endrick because Endrick still has to adapt, right? Still has to adapt to the European soccer, right? So, he's been playing in South America, and don't get me wrong, I'm fine with that. The only problem is, if you don't play in Europe, so far you haven't even played a single game in the European football, which is a completely different story to the South American football, right? Nothing to do with that. On the other end, what you have is Erling Haaland breaking records and playing like crazy in one of the best teams in Europe. How are you going to give a super young guy the responsibility to hold on his shoulders the responsibility to score the goals for Real Madrid, the responsibility to become the number 9 in Real Madrid? That's nuts. That's nuts, right? So what you have to do is to give that kind of charge, that responsibility to a player like Erling Haaland. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in giving him to a super young player who has never played in Europe so far. There's no point on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that they are not incompatible at all. They actually can play together. Problem is, Jose Felix Diaz revealed the family is not okay with that and will not be okay with that. So if they learn Real Madrid is trying to sign Erling Haaland, they might say, no, okay, bye-bye. We don't want anything with y'all. I'm sorry, but we don't want Erling Haaland on the way. That's it. So to me, that is the biggest concern right now. So, and that is something that didn't like at all. When I heard it, it was like, man, why? I don't understand. I don't know why these guys are putting those so weird conditions. The other thing he told me, Jose Felix Diaz, it was 1 year ago, the whole family was here in Madrid, right? they were here in Madrid, and apparently they liked everything about Madrid. They like Real Madrid facilities, they like the city, they like the places to live in. They loved every single thing, right? So they're okay with that, and they would have signed for Real Madrid as long as we don't sign the Erling Haaland, right? So that is my major concern, right? And that is the most important to me, because I don't think it's a good idea to come to Madrid thinking you will be the number 9, the official number 9, the number 1 option for the coach, just because you signed a contract that says that. You have to earn it. You have to earn your stripes on the field, not off the field. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a good idea for Endrick, and it's not going to be good if he comes to Madrid with that mentality, right? But because that is a very similar situation we lived in with Odegaard. He wanted to come to Madrid, and he wanted to get back when he was on loan in Arsenal. He wanted to get back, but with the kind of condition of, okay, I will be playing, right? I will be the substitute of Luka Modric. And that didn't happen. Didn't happen that way. So, this is Madrid, man. You have to earn it. You have to earn it, but it's okay. So that is as far as Endrick. And let me find out more stuff we were talking about with... the good news is the other day, Rodrigo and Militao, they got their European Union passports, which means they already have the double nationality or citizenship or whatever you want to call it. So the most important here is Real Madrid no longer has any kind of extra communitary spots or something like that, which means we might sign more Brazilian players in the next few months, in the next several months, or give the chance to players like Kubo or Reinier, who are already, who actually are still extra communitary, extra whatever you want to call it. They don't have the Spanish passport, right? So they will be occupying a kind of non-EU spot in Real Madrid, which is great, okay? Because their future now can give a 180 degree turn, right? And they might see how their future change completely in Madrid, right? Because Ancelotti, I don't know, he maybe think they are ready to go in Madrid. Honestly, I don't think so. Honestly, I think that Reinier still have to prove everybody he's ready to go. But as far as Kubo, I would say otherwise. And the reason for that is because Kubo is a player who had his chance like 2 years ago when everybody was super hyped regarding to Kubo, right? And he was in his peak. But right after that, with all these kind of failures, right, in his loans and all the stuff, playing for Villarreal, he didn't play a single thing. When he played for Getafe, it was kind of the same thing. So I think that he failed, Real Madrid failed, and right now the player is not doing like a kind of, great job in order for Ancelotti to think this guy is ready to go, this guy should be here in Madrid, right? So, the future might change for them, but I'm not quite sure about it. So we will have to wait a little bit more, okay? And the other thing he told me is, it was as far as FC Barcelona, but let me tell you something. FC Barcelona won last night. No. Sorry. I got more stuff regarding to Real Madrid. Jose Felix Diaz told me, within Real Madrid, within the board members, there is a kind of not major concern, but something that is becoming bigger, a kind of concern as far as the left wing. Why? Well, apparently Alaba is not convincing at all to Carlo Ancelotti, either Carlo Ancelotti or the board members. That's number one. With Ferland Mendy, what happens is the guy apparently wants to renew his contract, but he wants to raise, right? So Real Madrid is not willing to raise his salary at all, and the player is apparently a little bit fed up, right, by that. So we might see Ferland Mendy leaving Real Madrid next summer, right? If he wants to stay in Madrid, he probably stays, right? But I don't think it's gonna be without any drama. We will probably witness any kind of drama with Ferland Mendy because we're not sure about his intentions for the future, and the player might be willing to get out of Real Madrid right quick, like that, right? If Real Madrid doesn't give him a raise, right? I mean, that is what he wants. He wants more money. That's it, basically. So if we are not willing to do that, I don't know what is gonna happen, man. But this guy and Real Madrid might see that the best chance for us is to find another left winger or something like that. And some people ask me about, okay, why don't you ask Jose Felix Diaz about Alphonso Davies, right, from Bayern Munich? And I said, okay, I'm going to ask him about that. And he said, yeah, that's a great player. Everybody loves Alphonso Davies in Madrid. Everybody likes the player, but it's going to be difficult because if you think about it, look how difficult it was for FC Barcelona to get Lewandowski out of Bayern Munich, and the reason for that is because Bayern Munich are very stubborn. It's a very square away mentality team in Germany, in the south of Germany. Like, we do the things this way, and don't get me out of this way because I'm gonna stick to my track, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? So apparently Jose Felix Diaz said no, it's not gonna happen at all. It's almost impossible for them to sign up to for Alphonso Davies. So I don't know honestly what is gonna happen, but I don't think Alphonso Davies will be at some point close to Real Madrid. So that is what I had for you all, guys. I hope you liked the video, and of course, subscribe my channel as usual. Bye bye, and the Spanish channel too.